Never trust a widow who cries with dry eyes. I learned that the hard way. Hart File 47, Case of the Widow's Game. This one still keeps me awake. Not because of what I found, but because of what found me first. It started on a Tuesday. Rain against my office window, a knock on my door, and a woman who shouldn't exist asking me to find a man who was already dead. She walked into my office like she owned the air itself. Expensive coat, pearls that caught the dim light, hair pulled back so tight it looked painful. Mrs. Victoria Ashford. That's what her card said. Elegant script, heavy paper stock. The kind of card that costs more than most people's dinner. She sat down without being invited, placed a photograph on my desk. Black and white, a man in his 50s, sharp suit, sharper smile. "I need you to find my husband," she said. No emotion, just fact. I looked at the photo, then at her. "How long has he been missing?" 3 weeks. "Police?" Useless. I picked up the photo, studied it. Something about the quality, the style. This wasn't recent. "When was this taken?" I asked. She hesitated. "Just a fraction of a second, but I notice fractions." "Does it matter?" "Everything matters, Mrs. Ashford. 7 years ago, maybe 8. I set the photo down, leaned back. My chair creaked in the silence. "What's your husband's name?" "Marcus. Marcus Ashford." The name hit me like cold water. I knew that name. Not personally, but I knew it. "Marcus Ashford died 10 years ago," I said quietly. "Car accident. Interstate 74. I remember reading about it." She didn't flinch, didn't blink, just stared at me with those gray eyes. That's what they wanted everyone to believe. I should have turned her away, should have closed that file before it ever opened. But curiosity is my oldest addiction, and she knew it, could see it in my face. "Explain," I said. She opened her purse, pulled out a manila envelope, slid it across my desk. Inside were documents, death certificate, newspaper clippings, autopsy report, all confirming what I already knew. Marcus Ashford, deceased, March 15th, 10 years ago. "Now look at these," she said. Another envelope. This one contained recent bank statements. Withdrawals, small amounts, 50 here, 100 there, all from the last 6 months, all from an account under the name M. Ashford. "Could be anyone with those initials," I said. "Look at the locations." I did. Every withdrawal was made in our city, different ATMs, different neighborhoods, but all within a 20-mile radius. "Still doesn't prove it's your husband." She pulled out her phone. Older model, flip phone. She scrolled through something, then turned the screen toward me. A text message, 3 weeks old. "I'm sorry, Victoria, for everything, but I'm ready to come home now." Sender, unknown number. "You tried calling it back?" I asked. "Disconnected." Could be a scam. Someone who read about your husband, knows you're wealthy. "Then explain this." She handed me one more item, a handkerchief, monogrammed M.A., but that wasn't what made my skin go cold. It was what was written on it in faded ink. Just 2 words. "Forgive me." The handwriting was shaky, desperate, real. "Where did you get this?" "It was left on my doorstep, the same night I received that text." I sat with that for a moment, let the pieces float in my mind, looking for patterns, connections. "Mrs. Ashford," I said carefully, "if your husband is alive, if he faked his death, do you understand what that means? The questions it raises." "I don't care about questions. I care about answers. Why would a man fake his own death, walk away from his life, his wife?" Her jaw tightened. First real emotion I'd seen. "That's what I'm hiring you to find out." I looked at the photo again. Marcus Ashford, successful businessman, philanthropist. By all accounts, a man who had everything. So why disappear? Why resurface now? "My rate is $200 a day plus expenses," I said. "Money isn't an issue." "It never is, not at first." She wrote a check, slid it across. I didn't look at the amount, just folded it and put it in my drawer. I'll need access to everything. His old office, personal items, friends, business partners, whatever you need. And Mrs. Ashford, one more thing. She paused at the door. If I find him, and he doesn't want to be found, what then? She turned, and for the first time, I saw something dark flicker across her face. Bring him home anyway. The door closed. I sat alone with the file, opened my notebook, started writing. Hart File 47, The Widow's Game. Because that's what this felt like. A game. And I was already playing. I started where I always start. The death, the accident report was detailed. Marcus Ashford, driving home late from a business dinner, lost control on a curve. Car went through the guardrail, dropped 60 feet into a ravine. Vehicle caught fire, body badly burned. Identified through dental records. I called an old contact, Sarah Chen, coroner's office. She owed me a favor. I need you to pull a file, I said. Marcus Ashford, 10 years back. Silence. Keyboard clicking. Yeah, I got it. What do you need? The dental records used for identification. Who confirmed the match? More clicking. Dr. Raymond Frost, dentist. Looks like he was Ashford's regular dentist. Confirmed the match himself. He's still practicing? Let me check. No. Retired 5 years ago. Moved to Florida according to this. Thanks, Sarah. Lucien, why are you digging into a 10-year-old closed case? Because closed doesn't always mean solved. I hung up. Added Dr. Frost to my list. Then I drove to the Ashford estate. Victoria had given me the gate code. The house was exactly what I expected. Old money, new renovations, the kind of place that echoes even when you're not alone. A housekeeper let me in. Older woman, kind eyes. Mrs. Ashford said you'd be coming. The study is upstairs. First door on the left. How long have you worked here? I asked. 18 years. So you knew Marcus Ashford? Her expression changed, softened. I did. Lovely man. Such a tragedy what happened. What was he like? Before the accident? She thought about it, choosing words carefully. Stressed, the last few months especially. He wasn't sleeping well. I'd find him in his study at 3 in the morning sometimes, just sitting, staring. At what? Nothing. That's what worried me. I thanked her and headed upstairs. The study was preserved like a museum, everything in its place. Dust on the desk suggested it hadn't been touched in years. I put on my gloves, started searching, desk drawers, files, business documents, nothing unusual. Then I found the locked cabinet. Bottom drawer. I picked it, not difficult. Inside were personal journals, leather-bound, 5 of them. I took the last one, the one from the year he died. Sat in his chair. Started reading. Marcus Ashford's handwriting was neat, controlled, but it deteriorated as the entries went on. The words became rushed, frantic. I skipped to the last entry, 2 days before the accident. I can't keep living this lie. Every smile is a mask. Every day is borrowed. They're getting closer. I can feel it. Maybe it's better this way. Maybe disappearing is the only mercy left. I photographed the page, kept reading backwards, found another entry, 3 months earlier. Met with him again. He says I have 1 month to decide. Pay or disappear. Those are my options. Victoria can never know. This would destroy her. Him, no name, no details. But someone was threatening Marcus. Blackmail, extortion. I kept searching. Found a business card tucked between pages. Plain white, no name, just a phone number. Handwritten on the back. Call when you're ready. I pulled out my phone. Dialed the number. Half expected it to be dead. But it rang. Once, twice, 3 times. Then a voice. Male, rough. Who is this? Someone looking for Marcus Ashford. Silence. Long enough that I thought he'd hung up. Marcus is dead. That's what the papers say. Then believe the papers. I would, except his bank account doesn't. Another silence. Then, you're playing a dangerous game, friend. I'm a detective. It's the only game I know. Then detect this. Some people are better off dead, for everyone's sake. The line went dead. I sat there, heart beating faster than I like to admit. Whoever I just spoke to knew something, and they didn't want me finding it. I spent the next 3 days following the ATM withdrawals, pulled security footage from 2 of the locations. Most of it was corrupted or deleted, but one camera caught something. A figure in a dark coat, baseball cap pulled low. Couldn't see the face, but the build matched Marcus. Same height, same slight stoop in the shoulders. The timestamp was from 2 weeks ago. 3 in the morning. The ATM was in a neighborhood called Riverside, old industrial area. Mostly warehouses now. I drove there at night, same time as the withdrawal. Wanted to feel what Marcus felt, see what he saw. The streets were empty, a few homeless people under bridges, streetlights flickering. I parked near the ATM, watched, waited. That's when I saw it. A light. 3rd floor of an old textile warehouse across the street. Just a candle maybe, or a flashlight. But it moved. Someone was inside. I approached carefully. The front entrance was chained, but a side door was ajar. I pushed it open. The smell hit me first. Mold, decay, but also something else. Coffee, recent. I climbed the stairs. Each step creaked, announced my presence. Didn't matter. If Marcus was here, he already knew someone was coming. 3rd floor. The light was coming from a room at the end of the hall, door half open. I could see shadows moving inside. I pushed the door open fully. The room was empty. But someone had been living here. Sleeping bag in the corner, empty food containers, a small camping stove, and on the wall, photographs. Dozens of them, all of Victoria Ashford, leaving the house, shopping, at restaurants. Some were years old, some were recent. In the center of the wall was a map, red string connecting different locations. I recognized some of them. The ATM locations, Victoria's regular routes, places Marcus had withdrawn money. He was watching her, tracking her. But why? Then I saw the notebook, small, spiral bound, on the floor next to the sleeping bag. I picked it up, opened it. Day 3652. She still wears the pearls I gave her, still takes the same route to the gallery, still touches her ring when she's nervous. 10 years gone and she hasn't changed. How do I tell her that I have? My hands went cold. I flipped through more pages. They were all like that. Observations, confessions, love letters to a woman he was watching from the shadows. The last entry was from yesterday. She hired someone. I saw him at the house. Tall, dark coat. Carries himself like he knows things. This was inevitable. I knew she'd eventually look for me. Knew I couldn't stay hidden forever. But I'm not ready. Not yet. She can't see what I've become. I closed the notebook, looked around the room again. That's when I noticed it. The smell. Underneath the coffee and mold. Something metallic. Copper. Blood. I followed it to the corner, behind the sleeping bag, a pile of newspapers. I moved them aside. A knife, still stained, and a photograph. Recent. A man I didn't recognize. Middle-aged, expensive suit. But his face was crossed out in red marker. Written underneath, he paid, finally. This wasn't just about a missing husband anymore. This was about something darker. I took the photograph. The knife I left. Needed to think before I touched evidence. I was walking a line now. Between investigation and obstruction. I called Victoria. She answered on the first ring. Have you found him? I need you to answer something honestly, and I'll know if you're lying. Silence. Did Marcus have enemies? People who wanted to hurt him? Marcus was a businessman. Everyone has enemies. That's not an answer. She sighed, long and heavy. There was someone, a partner, Richard Crane. They had a falling out, about 6 months before Marcus died. Something about money, investments that went bad. What happened to Crane? He disappeared. Around the same time Marcus died. I always assumed he left the country, ran from his debts. I looked at the photograph in my hand, the crossed out face. What did Crane look like? Tall, graying hair. Always wore expensive suits even when he couldn't afford them anymore. Why? The man in the photo matched that description. "I need you to stay home tonight," I said. "Lock your doors. Don't let anyone in except me. You're scaring me." "Good. Fear keeps you careful." I hung up, stared at the photograph. The pieces were coming together, but the picture they formed was worse than I thought. Marcus didn't fake his death to escape his life. He faked it to escape justice, or maybe to enact it himself. I drove to the city archives, pulled records on Richard Crane, found a missing person report filed by his sister, 9 years and 11 months ago, 1 month after Marcus supposedly died. I cross-referenced with unsolved cases, found something, a body, found in the river, same time frame, too decomposed for visual identification, no dental records on file for comparison. Case went cold, John Doe buried in Potter's Field. What if that body was Crane? What if Marcus killed him, used Crane's death to facilitate his own disappearance? But then whose body burned in Marcus's car? I pulled the accident report again, read it more carefully. The vehicle was identified as Marcus's, registration matched, but the body, badly burned. Dental records were the only confirmation. Dr. Raymond Frost, the dentist who confirmed the match. I found Frost's address in Florida, called. No answer. Did some deeper digging, found an obituary. Dr. Raymond Frost. Died 2 years ago. Natural causes, but something in the obituary caught my eye. Survived by his daughter Catherine Frost and grandson Timothy. Catherine Frost. I searched the name, found her LinkedIn. She worked for a medical supply company, dental supplies. Specifically, I called the company, asked for Catherine. She was on leave, had been for 3 weeks. Everything connected. Marcus needed someone to fake dental records. He needed someone who had access, who knew how. Catherine Frost, the dentist's daughter. But why would she help him? Money? Blackmail? Then I remembered the journal entry. They're getting closer. I can feel it. Marcus was being hunted by someone connected to Crane. Maybe business partners, maybe worse. He needed to disappear completely. Needed everyone to believe he was dead. So he found Crane, killed him, burned the body in his car, had the dental records faked to match his own, and walked away. But 10 years is a long time to stay dead. Long enough to get lonely, to miss your old life, to start making mistakes, like contacting your wife. I went back to the warehouse. This time I wasn't alone. I brought my recorder, my notebook, and my gut feeling that Marcus would be there. He was, sitting on the floor, back against the wall. He looked older than his photograph. Thinner, haunted. But it was him. "Mr. Ashford," I said quietly. He didn't look surprised, just tired. "She sent you. She hired me to find you. And now you have." I sat down across from him, kept distance between us. "Want to tell me what really happened?" He laughed, bitter and broken. "Does it matter? The story's already written. I'm the villain either way. I don't deal in villains and heroes, just truth." He looked at me then, really looked. "The truth is I was weak. Crane and we made bad deals with worse people, borrowed money from the kind of people who don't forgive debt. When the investments failed, we owed millions. They gave us a choice, pay or they'd take it from our families. So you killed Crane." He flinched, but didn't deny it. He was going to run, leave me to face them alone, leave Victoria at risk. I couldn't. I lost control. One argument, one push. He hit his head. By the time I realized what happened, he was gone. "So you used his body, staged your own death." I paid the people we owed, emptied every account I had, made it look like the money burned with me in the crash. They believed it. Moved on. Victoria was safe. That's all that mattered. Until 3 weeks ago. He nodded. I got word. The man we owed, he died. His whole organization fell apart. After 10 years, I was finally free. I thought maybe I could come home, see Victoria, explain. But you couldn't. How do you tell someone you love that you're a murderer? That everything they grieved was a lie? I didn't have an answer. The text message, the handkerchief, you wanted her to look for you. Part of me did. Part of me hoped she'd moved on, that she wouldn't care anymore. She never stopped wearing her wedding ring. He closed his eyes. Pain rippled across his face. I know, I've been watching. Pathetic, isn't it? 10 years dead and I still can't let her go. What about Catherine Frost, the dentist's daughter? She helped you fake the records. She was Crane's daughter. Different last name because of her mother's remarriage. She knew what he was, what we were. When I told her what happened, she helped me, said her father owed me a favor anyway. I never asked what she meant. Silence settled between us, heavy and complete. What happens now? He finally asked. That's not my decision. You'll tell Victoria. She hired me to find you. I found you. And the police? Crane's murder? I stood up, looked down at him. Crane's been dead 10 years. His case is cold. No evidence connects you except your confession to me, and I'm bound by client confidentiality. He looked up, hope and confusion mixing. Why? Because I don't chase killers. I trace the fractures they leave behind, and you're already broken enough. I walked to the door, stopped. But Marcus, if you contact Victoria again, if you keep watching her, I'll bury you myself. She deserves peace, even if you don't. I left him there, in that empty warehouse, with his ghosts and his guilt. I met Victoria at her house the next morning, gave her my report, told her what I found, left out the parts about Crane, about murder, about the truth that would only hurt her more. Your husband is alive, I said, but the man you married is gone. He's been gone for 10 years. What's left is someone who can't come back, who shouldn't come back. Where is he? Does it matter? Her hands shook. She set down her tea. Did he ever love me? Yes, that's the worst part. He still does. She cried then. Real tears this time, not the dry-eyed performance from my office, just grief, pure and raw. What should I do? Let him stay dead, file the case away, move on. It's what he would want. How do you know? Because he hired me too. She looked up, shocked. I pulled out a check, made out to me, signed by M. Ashford, same amount as hers. Came in the mail 2 days ago with a note. Make sure she stops looking, please. Victoria took the check, stared at it like it was a ghost. He's protecting me, even now. Some people love best from a distance. I stood to leave. She stopped me at the door. Detective Hart, do you think he's happy, wherever he is? I thought about Marcus, alone in that warehouse, surrounded by photographs of a life he could never return to. No, I said honestly, but happiness isn't always the point. Sometimes survival is enough. I closed the file that night, wrote my summary by candlelight. Hart File 47, The Widow's Game. A woman hired me to find her dead husband. I found him. But some discoveries are heavier than others. Marcus Ashford is alive, living in shadows, punished not by law but by memory. Victoria Ashford is free, or as free as grief allows, and I'm left with another file, another fracture mapped and documented. The truth is this: we're all running from something. Some of us just run farther than others. Marcus ran from debt, from murder, from consequences, but he couldn't run from love. That's what brought him back, and that's what will keep him away forever. Because love isn't always about holding on. Sometimes it's about letting go, even when every part of you screams to reach out. Case closed, but not forgotten. I locked the file in my cabinet, poured myself a drink, sat by the window and watched the rain. Somewhere out there, Marcus Ashford was watching the same rain, thinking about the same woman, carrying the same weight. We're not so different, him and I. Both haunted by the cases we can't solve, the people we couldn't save, the truth we found too late. My pocket watch chimed midnight. I finished my drink, turned off the light. Tomorrow another case would find me, Another mystery, another fracture to trace. But tonight, I sat with this one. Let it breathe, let it hurt, because that's what truth does. It doesn't set you free. It just shows you exactly how trapped you've always been. Subscribe if you want to see more files I should have left closed.